All right, today we're diving into something pretty cool. A new development platform from a company called RE.X, and it's built specifically for the age of AI. The promise here is huge, to completely change how we code, how we work together, and how we innovate. And it all kicks off with this one really powerful idea.
So the whole vision for this platform starts with something that sounds almost philosophical. AIs are existing like an Aether. Now, that's a pretty bold statement for a tech company, but it's actually the key to understanding everything they're trying to do. So what on earth do they mean by that?
Well, it means we need to shift how we think about AI. We need to see it not just as another tool in the box, but as something fundamental, something that's all around us. This vision of Aether isn't just a tagline. It's the core principle that drives every single piece of the REX platform. To really get this, we got to do a quick little physics history lesson. Aether was this idea of a hypothetical, totally invisible substance that was believed to fill all of space and carry things like light waves. So REX is taking that old concept and giving it a modern AI spin. They imagine an AI that's just ambient. It's always there in your development environment, seamlessly spreading information, sharing knowledge, and basically making the whole team smarter.
But here's the thing. This huge vision isn't just about cool tech. It's really about people. The end goal here is to empower everyone, from your senior developers and SREs, all the way to the young engineers who are just starting out, to help them master these incredibly complex systems and become experts in a fraction of the time it usually takes.
But, before you can build that amazing future, you have to solve the really tough problems of today. And for modern developers, let me tell you, there is a serious dilemma. This slide right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the problem. On one side, you have us, human developers, with our natural limits on how much we can keep in our heads at one time. And on the other side, the systems we're building, which are just getting more and more complex at an exponential rate. And that creates this massive, dangerous gap between what we can handle and what our own technology demands of us.
And this gap isn't just some theory. It creates real, everyday headaches. You've got standard AIs that hit their token limits and just can't understand the full context of a huge project. You have key engineers who leave, and poof, all their knowledge is just gone. The developer shortage is real, making it hard to hire, and getting new people onboarded and productive takes forever. And on top of all that, you're dealing with old-school security models like SSH jump servers that are just a pain to use.
So, with all those problems, how do you even begin to bridge that gap? Well, the answer is to build a platform that is truly AI-ready from the ground up.
And that AI-ready platform, it's called the Vibe Coding Platform.
Remember that gap we were just looking at? The one between our human limits and the crazy complexity of our systems? Well, the Vibe Coding Platform is engineered to be the bridge. It's an AI-ready cloud IDE that's an integrated development environment that's specifically built to close that gap and finally bring developers and their complex work back into harmony.
And it pulls this off by standing on three core pillars of innovation. So let's break down what they are. The three pillars are optimized resources, shared intelligence, and zero-trust security. When you put them all together, they create this incredible foundation for a development process that's way more efficient, much smarter, and a whole lot more secure. First up, pillar number 1, optimized resources. This is all about efficiency. The platform uses power-efficient ARM architecture, and it dynamically scales resources up or down depending on what you actually need. So it dramatically cuts down on wasted energy and, more importantly, wasted money. You're only paying for what you actually use. The second pillar, shared intelligence, is where that whole Aether idea really clicks into place. It solves that annoying AI context problem by hooking up large language models to special vector databases. This lets the AI learn from your entire private code base and all your internal documentation. It basically turns a generic AI into your company's very own in-house expert. And the third pillar is zero-trust security. This gets rid of those clunky, outdated security methods and replaces them with a modern, secure access point, sometimes called a bastion. It's built with multi-factor authentication and identity provider integration right in, so access is only granted on a strict need-to-know basis. This is a super powerful way to lock down your environment and kill off threats like shadow IT.
Okay, so those are the pillars. Cool tech for sure, but what does it all actually mean for a business? What's the real-world impact here? The benefits are really direct and pretty significant. We're talking about getting products to market faster because development cycles just get shorter, slashing cloud costs by getting rid of those expensive, idle resources, turning junior engineers into productive members of the team in record time because the AI is right there acting as a mentor, And maybe for the first time ever, companies can securely use their most valuable asset, their own proprietary code, with an AI to build even better products. For system integrators, this is an absolute game changer, cutting project setup time from weeks down to just hours.
And the market for this? It is absolutely massive. Just look at these projections. The generative AI market is expected to rocket past $109 billion by 2030. The entire development environment market is also set for some crazy explosive growth. So yeah, the demand for a solution that sits right at the intersection of these two trends is just undeniable.
Which brings us full circle, right back to that initial, really powerful idea of coding the future. Because at the end of the day, all the technology, the market trends, and the business benefits, they all serve that one central vision, the vision of Aether.
It's a vision of a future where AI isn't just a command you type into a box. It's an ambient force that's constantly spreading knowledge, supporting developers wherever they are, and helping build that next generation of world-class experts.
And that leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought. If this vision actually becomes our reality, if AI truly becomes as present and as helpful as this fundamental medium, this Aether, what incredible things are we going to build next?